Okay. So as part of the introduction for the philosophy of IS course, this first part of the lecture will provide an introduction to the philosophy of information systems. A lot of the concepts we are going to discuss in this course in relation to philosophy will be related to the concepts and issues we have been discussing in the philosophy of management class. So as part of the introductory session, I'll be taking you through some basic concepts like information, the scope of information systems, the historical evolution of information systems briefly, and then the reason why it is important that we consider the philosophical inquiry into information systems. Then possibly we'll look at some brief current landscape of the information system discipline. In the second part, we will try to look at the ontology of information. So first part, I'll start with the first part. So the first part, I want to start off by providing this introduction and emphasizing the fact that the philosophy of information systems is an area of study that looks at the conceptual boundaries or foundations of the information world and the society. So the idea behind this is that we are not studying information systems in isolation. We are studying it within a particular context. This context broadly could be within a particular society, within an organization, and so on. Yeah. And it is also important that we do this because our understanding of the philosophy of information systems, it will support other aspects of our study of philosophy, especially the philosophy of management that we have been doing, some of the topics that are related to philosophy of management in the PhD, in the PhD program. Okay, now it is important that we consider the philosophy of information systems because it will help us in understanding how we can integrate a lot of theory that we'll be coming across into practice and how we can effectively blend the theory we are learning with what? With practice. And with practice, I'm basically interested in how we implement information systems in specific context. Okay, now, I think the first time we met, we discussed the course outline extensively, and I indicated that you have to take a broad perspective to try and see if you can trace the trajectory of information system development. We did the same with the philosophy of management by tracing the evolution of management research and management theory. So in the philosophy of information systems, it is also important that we understand the historical evolution of information systems. Now, broadly, in providing this journey of information systems growth, it is important for us to understand that the information system discipline emerged from several other disciplines, and we have been saying this in several different fora. The information system discipline emerged as a result of some kind of a convergence of disciplines like computer science, management, organizational theory, and many other disciplines somewhere in the 1960s. It is important that we understand this historical evolution of information systems because it will help us to differentiate it from other disciplines. So because of the convergence of several disciplines into an IS discipline, many times a lot of the things we come across, especially theories, information systems, you would come across literature that emphasizes the fact that a lot of the theories we apply, use in the information systems discipline they are borrowed from other disciplines. And that is why some academics refer to the information systems discipline as a borrowed discipline. Now, also, as part of the information systems history, the information system disciplines history, it is important we emphasize that the information systems discipline, drawing from other disciplines, continue to be very, very, very dynamic because continuously it is drawing from other disciplines and its growth and existence is largely shaped by advancement in technology and other advancement in society. And many of you, I know by now, you know that you are very much aware that the information systems discipline basically looks at the nexus between technological advancement and changes or interactions in our society. So because of that, we say that the information systems discipline is a fluid discipline. And when we say it's a fluid discipline, we basically mean that the information systems discipline is a very, very dynamic area. It's a very dynamic area. The next thing I think we should consider it would be the scope of the information systems discipline. And to consider the scope, I would want to draw on our understanding basically of what an information system is. And I know by now, when we say information system, the basic things that comes into mind are the five factor framework, which involves hardware, software, people, procedures, and data acting as a bridge between the technical hardware, software, and the non-technical or human side, which is the people and the procedures aspects. Now, if we want to broaden this, we can say that the scope of information systems will involve basically what we would refer to as systems. And the systems are the core components in terms of the technical, that is the technology and data infrastructure. And then we also have to emphasize the fact that the system, the core technology and data infrastructure can only operate within a context. So we have what is called an operational environment, which is the context in which the information system will operate. Now, when we are looking at an information system, there is usually an understanding that we cannot have an information system without a human interaction. So there's also another component of the context called the user environment. The user environment basically looks at the human interaction with the information system, the other components of the information system. Then we also have the organizational component, which looks at the broader organizational context, and then the external environment, which looks at the societal, economic, and other regulatory factors that would shape our interactions with the information system and within its environment. Now, if we bring all of this together, we would then say that all these components are connected in a way. And because of these connections, the connections contribute largely to the changing nature of the information systems discipline. So you'd see that if technology changes, it means the way we view information systems, that when hardware, software components change, it means it's going to have a critical change in the way information system is viewed and the operations and information system can perform. So all of these components are interconnected or interrelated in a way, and it all contributes to the changing or ever-evolving nature of the information systems discipline. Why do you think it is important that we consider philosophy when we are looking at information systems? It is important we do that because it will provide us with some kind of an opportunity for us to ask some critical questions regarding what? Regarding information systems. Without philosophical inquiry into information systems, the critical inquiry into what an information system is, what it should do, what it should not do, will be missing. So the importance of a philosophical inquiry into information systems is important because it will provide us that critical reflection so that we can ask some critical questions. Some of the critical questions we can ask, especially in the context of this course, in the context of the philosophy of information systems, is the question about information. What is information? How does technology impact society? And questions like what ethical considerations can arise in information systems. We have also been talking, when we are talking about the interconnectedness of the components, we are also interested in the impact of information systems. So because of the philosophical inquiry we engage in, it is also important to help us to ask questions about the impact IS can have on our society, the insights it can provide us, and how it can support us to make ethical decisions, either within organizations or society. So in terms of impact, we are interested in the ethical aspect and the societal impact of information systems. Now, we all have to understand that the information systems discipline its current landscape is that many of us see it as an area which is largely within just the domain of the academia. But there are information system practitioners out there who are not necessarily academics. So if we are looking at the landscape of the information system discipline, we have to look at it in the context of those of us who are in academia and also those who are practitioners. Okay. So some of you will finish your PhDs and you may not necessarily be in the classroom teaching. You may become business analysts, you may become information system analysts and whatnot. Wherever you find yourself, you will contribute to the current landscape in terms of either research or insights into practice. Okay, so basically, this is just the introductory parts into the course. The next thing I want us to look at is the ontology of information. The ontology of information. So just